Jeff Jarvis, you were excited about the Bill of Rights from us, the public. What are they?
I'm not sure. What I want is a discussion of them. I have some ideas about net neutrality and about the right to speak, the right to assemble. It starts to look rather American-centric, like our Bill of Rights there. The point is that we need a set of principles to point to as the Internet society, and not be subject to regulation and laws from government or even from companies.
But can we have this wonderful, big, huge world? You know, you said the internet is a mess, so is life. Can we have it without any regulation?
I'm not saying we don't have regulation or laws. We already have laws. The internet's under the same laws as the world. What I'm saying, though, is that when someone goes too far, we, the people of the internet, need a place to point to as principles and say, no, you're violating that.
Yeah. So one of the laws in Germany is that your face should be removed from Street View, the number plate should be removed, and now one person has also requested, I want my house removed of it, and you were getting really excited about that.
Well, supposedly a few 100,000 people have, and it now even has a word in German, Verpixelungsrecht. The right for a building to be pixelated is just absurd to me. And yes, of course I understand the concerns about privacy in Germany and everywhere around the world, but I also want to argue for the benefits of publicness and the value of what's public. And my point is that this is owned by us. We, the people, own this vision right here. And if you try to diminish that, you've stolen from us, the people. And that's the problem with that. And so,
but everything you see here, everything from this beautiful Wester Park is owned, is regulated, has rules. You have to basically get permission years in advance to have an event like this. There is no free life in real life. So would it be an internet differently?
I go out on the street. I have a right, I should have a right, I do have a right in America to take a picture in the public. And if you restrict Google from doing that, you restrict journalists from doing that, you restrict citizens from doing that, you've stolen from the public. That's the risk and the danger here, and we have to balance those things as we have this discussion. To just leap, to be negative on technology, frightened of technology, not see the opportunities, see only the dangers, even before the technology is used. The head of privacy in Germany last week announced that she wanted to make it verboten to connect geo-data with face recognition data. Oh, yes, of course, that sounds scary. But what happens when you have Katrina happen? And maybe photos could find people and find where they were and could do good. We haven't even started using that technology yet, and they already want to ban it and regulate it. That is what's frightening.
So think and discuss before you do it. The other thing was beyond media. You basically said, you know, life is a mess, the internet is a mess, and media makes it nice and clean, and it needs to change. It needs to be people-centered. What do you mean by that?
It already is. The point is that we go to the internet, we can now as communities share what we know, and we do it in neat ways and messy ways, and that's just what life is. Journalists then have to ask where they add value. And that is indeed sometimes in making it neat, and curating, and finding the best. I teach journalists at my journalism school, City University of New York, to now be teachers of the public, to help them do journalism better. And so we do have new roles here.
The journalist as somebody who helps and assists the public to tell their own stories and to aggregate it?
I wrote a book called What Would Google Do? Sorry for the plug. But
I've heard about it, yeah. We all heard about it here.
The lesson there is that Google makes platforms. Google helps others succeed. We as journalists should look at ourselves the same way. We help a community do what it wants to do and do it better.
What is the difference now with this old media? You know, you had this big circle, these two circles, the network media and the old media. What is the basic difference between this old and this new thing?
The old economically could support itself at a very high and expensive level, and the new is much more efficient.
Yeah. So basically, that's what everybody complains. I give you dollars, I get monkey pennies.
But you also can spend pennies to make it.
Yeah. So what is the future of this old media? Will they be able to transfer themselves? I mean, Mark from Facebook said you cannot create a community, it's already there. Can they turn these beautiful old assets with, you know, New York Times kind of quality, can they make a community and go to this new business model?
Yeah, the New York Times, we're working with the New York Times in Brooklyn and New York on the local brand, and they know that they've got to create the tools that help the community report on itself. That's really new for a place like the New York Times. So yes, they can. Their cost structure is killing. Their old brand value was great but diminishing, and the question is, do they know where the future is and can they get there? I don't know.
The chairman said we will stop printing the New York Times. He just didn't want to say how long. How long will it take?
I don't know. We could probably make a bet on it, but I think you know, 5 years, 8 years, 4 years.
Between 5 and 10. Hey, thanks for your passion about the rights of the public.
Thank you very much.